Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Now, some quick comments. I've been advised by some of my viewers on Steam about basically the intelligence perk, well, the intelligence attribute, which is that it doesn't give out that. It was basically once every 4 levels, isn't it? That it basically pays out with the action points. Or something similar to that. I'm trying to remember what exactly the individual said. It was like the levels. It was like 1, 4, 8, and 12, or 1. It was like 1. It was like 1, 4, 8, and 10 that basically it pays out. And unless I'm willing to grind, there's no point putting that many points into it. I was only going to put 1 into them just because I'd been advised that my AP was rather low, and that I needed to basically buff it, as it were. On the topic of heavy weapons, I think I have one still lying around somewhere. Who has it? And I must have sold it. Basically, heavy weapons are very... It was explained to me, the individual explained it to me as it being very like a Hail Mary pass, which is that the bullet and the ammunition, usage isn't a problem, especially if you stock up well in advance, but where the issue comes that every time you shoot a bullet in the burst action, they basically roll on the jam table to see if it jams. So if you're firing 8 bullets and every time it's a 2% chance to jam, it seems to basically jam more often than not. Also, I've been informed that I tend to contradict my narrative by saying, oh, we've got to be really quick, and then they roam about looting stuff. That does tend to happen to me. I do apologise for that. I tend to get slightly loot happy, especially in games where, like this, where loot seems to be very few and far between and important. So I tend to be as quick as possible, but I'll probably end up looting stuff just to try and make it slightly easier for myself in the long run. Now, to meet the headman.
Coffee cans, huh? I used to collect.
This ain't the time to bother me,
I
Rangers.
started bringing them back for refills.
Right, let's talk to this guy. He's got something there. He's got an empty can of coffee beans. Oh, he's making explosives. The story of John Henry. So who's got... That's part 3. That's part 1. I think we've read this. John Henry, he was a mighty man, yes sir, born slave, freed in war. He was a true rail nomad, but more than that, he was the strongest, most powerful man ever to work the rails. John Henry was a steel driver, swinging his mighty hammer to clear the way for rails, leveling the ground, striking holes for explosions, and hammering in the spikes to lay the rails surely. Without John Henry there would be no rails, no sir, no trains, no rail nomads, no Topicans, no Atachans, not even Santa Fres. So listen and listen well, for you will one day tell the tale to your children too. John Henry would strike his mighty hammer while his faithful sakers crunched close by, ready to dart in and clear the dirt, move the ground and turn the drill. Each shaker was a Topican, clear as they were the only ones John Henry trusted. In those days the tribes were united under Chief C&O, and travelling ever west, forging through wild and hostile lands without pause. There was moving along right quick when John Henry leading the way, but looming before them was the newest foe, the mightiest enemy, the Big Bend Mountain. So basically, they've got a mix of a folk story, like C&O. It's basically so they've basically mixed up a folk story with actual fact. The salesman laughed surely of himself, because this is the salesman who was trying to sell them robots. The salesman laughed surely, sure of himself, and sent a pair of Vulcans and Titan claws to match against John Henry. Meanwhile, the great man picked up 2 20-pound hammers and followed by the Luddite family drove into his work with abandon, tirelessly ringing off his hammer as it resounded through the newly built tunnel. The salesman sweated and fretted as he saw John Henry pacing his robotic creatures. He drove them faster and faster, ranting and raving, until one of the Vulcans blew up and exploded. Yet John Henry would not relent, and he worked and worked. At dawn came, all men cheered upon seeing John Henry's work, as was a good 10 paces ahead of that of the robots, and the salesman was made to flee into the desert. They cheered and holstered John Henry to their shoulders and carried him out. He's still clinging to his hammers, but they did not take note of the great man's exhaustion, as he put in all he had and then some. The sun hit John Henry's face, and he was carried out, and he smiled, knowing he'd won, before letting out his final breath and slumping over dead. The people wailed in great consternation, but despite all that, they knew the man had won, and would always win, for John Henry was a hard-working man. He died with a hammer in his hand. Lord, Lord, he died with a hammer in his hand. So basically they've got confused with a folk story. Yeah. Right, let's converse with this bloke. A tough, leathery-skinned man in his early 40s, his angular face is framed by wide sideburns, and he has tattoos of rail spikes on his forearms. His war paint makes it look like he's covered in soot.
I really ain't in the mood to swap words with you, Rangers. My daughter Jessie should have been home by now. She's been sneaking off with that damn Topeka boy, and I just know he did something stupid and got her captured.
Jessie's got a Topican boyfriend.
Don't remember his name. Him and Jessie were friends before that thief Kekaba kicked us out of the Topeka camp. I told Jessie she'd have to make friends with the Atchison kids now, but she's stubborn, like her dad.
Yeah, maybe we can help you find Jessie. Maybe we can help you get Jessie back.
Really? We've been fending for ourselves so long, I forgot what a kind word sounded like. Do you mean it? Just name your price.
End the war.
I don't know. All right. You win. This war's done nothing but kill children on both sides. I don't know why I couldn't see it until my own daughter was threatened, but, well, go tell Kekaba that if he gives me back my daughter, I'm done killing and ready to bargain.
The bomb attached to a bicycle in the playground was made with a coffee can.
Why would you think that had anything to do with me? There's plenty of coffee cans lying around in the world.
Where is the brake shoe?
Where you'll never find it.
Might not be polite, but the sooner you're gone, the better.
Right. Wait, hold on. There was a coffee can. Well, he's leveled up.
Copy, Echo 1.
Report in.
Echo 1, congratulations.
Get that up so we can actually start putting stuff on equipment again, which is nice. Now, who had the scope? He did. If we want to remove that, it's a 50% chance. Okay, that's the same. That's a 50% chance. What's he carrying around? He's got relatively an up-to-date rifle. She needs hers with a scope. Maybe we should put on one of your assault rifles, actually. I might hold off doing it for now, just in case. Right. Now we just have to get her back without her getting killed. It's interesting to see the differences that the game is basically... Oh, everyone's not with me, that's worrisome. Because I basically was reading up on... Oh, is that something under there? It is! Excellent! Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we dig this up. I know it seems like I spend a lot of going backwards and forwards. I should probably use my time better. Right, okay, take all. I mean, junk isn't bad. I have a perk that gives us more money for it. So where's the old woman on the hill? We'll talk to her quickly.
Don't take too much time, Rangers. My gun
This is
getting
why Jesse comes to
impatient.
see me in the Topeka camp. There's nothing here.
Right, we better be quick about this. We don't want him to start killing people off. Let's just hope he doesn't do something stupid. We need to get the girl back alive. This is going to be fun. So, primary objective, rescue Jesse, and try and end the war peacefully. I don't want them to kill themselves. It seems that a lot of their mythos is being built up over a folk song. And I know the Golden Spike was something to do with Ulysses S. Grant, because I'm pretty sure he put one in. It was the union of the Eastern and Western Transcontinental Railroad. I'm trying to remember what it was. I know that they put a golden rail spike in to as a symbol of basic unification of the railway net. And unlike certain films would lead you to believe, there was no ginormous steam-powered mechanical spiders. If you don't get that reference, look up the film Wild Wild West. Ah, wrong way. Right. Come on. So yeah, I'll try and be more quick about what I do, but at the same time, this game is hard enough as it is, so I'm not going to try and miss out on loot and stuff just because, not being nasty, but I really do need the loot. So if I ponder about it a bit occasionally, I'll see if it push comes to stuff. I'll just have to basically do it off screen for you guys. Right. Please tell me he's got the girl.
Another visit, Rangers? Why have you returned?
We've cleared out the camp's railroad fees for your convenience.
Thank you, Rangers. Now we can continue our righteous war with those damn...
We've come to ask you to release Jessie.
And why would I do that? If I can't use her life as leverage to convince Casey James to surrender, she will make an excellent example when she is swinging from our front gate.
We'll try that one. Well, I have level 6, don't I? Smart ass. Oh, do we need kiss ass? Do you not enjoy executing teenagers?
Of course not. Every Atchison we kill hurts me deeply. They were our brothers. A piece of my soul dies with each hanging. But I do what must be done.
You know, Casey James will never surrender.
So, I finally found a fulcrum point to shift that terrorist position.
You won't discuss
Good.
any conditions until Jesse's
What are his
released.
conditions?
You won't discuss any conditions until Jesse's release is secured.
Then we are at an impasse. I will not release Jesse until he accedes to me. You've embroiled yourselves into our situation despite my earlier warnings, so you may as well continue. If you can find a way to get him to the negotiating table, I will consider releasing Jesse once peace is settled.
But not before, okay. Well, I thought I needed hard ass for that. Obviously I need kiss ass.
Hiya, Chief.
Which is
I'll
going to
have
be...
a golden spike
Copy,
on the
Echo
rocks.
1. This is Ranger Command. Echo 1.
Right.
Congratulations.
So she's leveled up. Okay, so we've got... What do I need to have? Charisma's good for leader. Leadership is at 5. 1 action point. +1 evade. Combat speed might be nice. Strength. Carrying 1 action point. That's with melee weapons. Awareness. might go with speed, to be honest. +1 to evade and +1 action point. It's either that or it's going to be strength. That will boost my character's health. 3 base constitution, +3 constitution per level, which might be useful. It's either that or strength. It's either speed or strength, because they'll both give me an action point. This one will be +1 to evade. We'll to put it up to 8%. I think I might go with strength, because it'll give her a good amount more hit points. Right, and she's got 3 skill points. So it's going to be barter or surgeon. I'll probably put it into surgeon. Oh, we haven't got enough. We could put it into bladed weapons. I'll put up to 3 points in bladed weapons and then leave it to stand on the side, because then it's relatively done. We've got the laddie here. Did he get... No, he didn't get any character points. Okay. So we can't convince him to let her go. So now we're going to have to run back to her father. I might just quickly pause it here, and then so you don't have to watch the quick travelling backwards and forwards between the settlement. I'll see you in a second. And we're back, folks. Let's get in here then.
Coffee and cordite.
So yeah, he was the one responsible for that.
What are you doing back here? Go get my daughter away from that monster Kekaba.
Seem to have an awful lot of gunpowder around here.
Of course I've got gunpowder. We use it to blow up rocks when we're laying track.
Kekabera has offered to release your daughter if you make peace. He wants to know your terms.
He holds my daughter for ransom and he wants to make peace? No, I will not bargain with kidnappers.
So you would let your daughter die at the hands of these kidnappers to make a point? Maybe you don't really want peace.
It wouldn't be me killing her. It would be Kekaba. And I would avenge her just as he avenged his daughter when I... Oh, great John Henry. How did I not see it before? If Jesse died because I wouldn't... All right. Go tell Kekaba I'm done killing. I'm ready to bargain. Have him meet us at the broken rails and we'll hash this out. We'll bring the brake shoe and fix the rails in exchange for the spike and half the profits from the rail trade. But the spike must return to us. That is not negotiable. We can't...
Oh great, John Hempel. So basically, he would avenge her just as he avenged his daughter when I... Oh, so he killed her... We need smart ass. I thought we needed a hard ass. So we can't do smart ass.
Might not be polite, but the sooner you're gone, the better.
Right. So now backwards and forwards. Right, we don't have... The problem is, my character's a hard ass, and I don't think any one of my people has the... I don't think any of them would even come close to having smart ass. Please let me be able to solve this without having to kill people. Right, as always, we will see you all in a second, folks. Oh, I just wish this would go... I get a bad feeling about this. I don't want to have to kill anybody.
Why have you returned?
Casey James has agreed to stop the killing. He's waiting for you by the entrance to the Yatachan camp, ready to bargain.
Did I not tell you to stay out of our affairs? Well, what's done is done.
He will fix the
What
rails,
exactly
return the
are
brake
his
shoe.
terms?
He will fix the rails, return the brake shoe in exchange for the spike and half the profits from the railway trade.
These are the same demands he has always made. What's in it for me? He gets everything he wants, and I still have one arm and can't drive my train. Give me one good reason why I should change my mind when he has not changed his.
Because even the strongest man needs 2 arms to drive a train.
You think reminding me of the wreck the Atchisons caused, The wreck that cost me my arm will make me change my mind? I should kill you for this insult. But no. You are right. We Topekans have learned a sad truth in this war. We cannot ride the rails alone. We need the Atchisons just as they need us. But the debt in blood. I don't see how Casey James can ever spill enough to repay it. I'm afraid No. Wait. I know what to do. All right, Rangers. Go to Casey at the entrance to the Atchison camp and tell him this. If, in addition to returning the brake shoe and repairing the rails, he is willing to lose his left arm, then I am willing to give the Atchisons half our profits and welcome them back into our camp. But the golden spike stays with us. That is not negotiable. We can't both have it. I'll be there shortly with the golden spike, ready to deal. But if this is some kind of trick, I'll pound that spike through his heart. Choppers, bring me the golden spike.
Go, Rangers, and may you speak with silver tongues.
Oh boy, okay. So, to make matters worse now, we basically have to convince the Atachan leader to cut off his arm. Please let it be a hard-ass speak challenge. I mean, I don't see the point of having this skill otherwise. I mean, all this stuff has been smooth-talking and kiss-assing our way through now, but can't we be a hard-ass and say, look, you tried to blow up your daughter, because we know full well that that was your own explosive that nearly killed her. I'd be really annoyed if it's basically... Oh, here we go. Casey.
Alright, we're here. What does Kekaba have to say for himself?
Kekaba will give you half the profits and welcome you back into the camp if you're willing to lose your left arm, but the spike stays with the Topekans.
I'm sorry. There's still no deal. Even if it means Jesse has to die. After what I've done, I'm willing to lose my arm. I deserve worse than that. But we won't give up the golden spike. Our heritage isn't negotiable. We can't both have it.
Excuse us for 1 second.
You tell Kekaba what I said.
Deal or no deal?
He still wants the spike, no deal.
I knew that stubborn fool wouldn't bend. Don't blame yourself. Blame that terrorist, Casey James. Now step it. Death to the Atchison!
Oh, for the love of Peter's sake.
In John Henry's name!
My choppers, we are victorious! The Atchison plague has been scoured. We return home to glory and peace.
Great. Just great. That couldn't have gone much worse. At all. I mean, how are we... I'm probably going to get it now, aren't I? I probably have done something really stupid and I could have probably saved everybody's lives. Great. Because this just sucks. I bet this is going to have a really negative outcome on the ending as well. I mean, what was the point of having hard ass? I thought that we could use it to basically negotiate with people. It's like, oh no, you need to have we have 4 different dialogue options in the 4 dialogue challenges, but every single one of them is smart ass or kiss ass, so it's no point having hard ass. Wasted
Come
mate.
to join our victory party, Rangers. Thank you, Rangers. You've helped us end the feud at last. It may take a while for us to get back on the rails, but the Topekans will rise again. Never fear.
Great, so I've probably done something really wrong. It's locked. Let's see if we can pick it. And I'll probably hear it in the comment section as well, you guys saying, oh, what you did wrong. I'm so annoyed. Because now it's probably going to have a really bad ending. Right. I bet if we go back and tell the old lady, she's going to kill him as well.
Come to join our victory party, Rangers.
Which sucks. This is probably the worst ending. I've probably managed to get the worst ending. Right, we can either give the CD player that we have, we can either give it to the, well not the CD player, the games console, we can either give it to the collector and we'll get the super fancy scope, or we can return it to the tech expert, I believe, and he'll give us a nice shiny, the head scientist, and he'll give us a nice shiny requisition order. Hold on, I'm just going to quickly skip to the Atachan camp and just see how badly I've messed up. While we're back, let's see how badly I've done.
I heard you gave up on peace and took care of Casey. That's a good start. Just one more to go, and don't take too much time, Rangers. If you don't finish it, I will. I'll be watching, Rangers.
Gordon Bennett. Jessica, right, she's gonna be pissed.
Thanks for saving Ralphie and disarming that bomb. You guys? See ya. Back again? See ya.
Great. Now she's... This isn't going to end well. They're all going to end up killing themselves, aren't they? There was a way to do it, I think, basically from what I read, that if you listen to the conversation between Ralphie and Jessica and you let the cut screen play out where they're basically chatting and they get stuck by a bomb, you can then save them if you let it play out all the way rather than interfering, and as long as you have that, you can convince the father to, I believe it is, convince the father to basically give up. But I interrupted it without realising, because of course you're going to basically stand around and let people talk where there's a massive bicycle bomb right next to them, rather than going to save them. So that's going to end fantastically well. I've probably got the worst blinking ending possible, haven't I? Right, I'm gonna turn in the scope to this bloke because we basically promised it to him, and I don't want to go back on my word. Oh, because of a stupid golden spike. What a waste of life. Either that, I must admit, I am rather frustrated. They had like 4 different dialogue chances in the negotiation screen, and it was like, oh yeah, you only had a hard ass. Oh well, your fault.
People would really rather do this than drink? Crazy.
Right, converse.
I can't believe the Desert Rangers will help me add to my hardware collection. A CDI! Oh boy!
We found a CDI.
Wow! Is that what I think it is? I can't believe you found one! Here, have a bunch of quarters. You've got free games on my machines for the rest of your life. Come again, anytime. It took me 2 months of hunting through salvage to find the lead I needed to solder the broken circuits. Yep, that's my baby. I take care of that scope like it's my own child. It took me 2 months of hunting through salvage to... I can't imagine where you found that thing, or what you had to do to get it, but come again, anytime.
I should have just kept the stupid... So what did we get for all our troubles in the end? I've probably got the worst ending, haven't I? You guys can all admit this to me now. I've probably got the worst blinking ending that I can possibly attain on this game for this. Yeah, goodbye, goat. Probably have the worst ending. The woman's going to probably kill everybody, and it's going to be the railways never run, and everybody starves to death because I didn't have the right dialogue option, or because I interrupted a cut screen that I didn't realise that I was supposed to watch all the way through. This is the thing that I found frustrating, is that it's like, oh yeah, unless you do this really particular thing where you don't know that you have to do it, you won't get this option. It's like, well, what happens if I just try and be the Good Samaritan and save the person before this potential bomb goes off? It's like, oh well, then everybody dies, and it's all your fault, because obviously reasons. And it's like, oh, you want to negotiate your way through this? Okay, you have to have one of the 2 other dialogue ability options that the game did not tell you about. Well, it told you about them. It's like, but we've got to give you 4 dialogue chances to try and turn this around, but if you haven't got the other 2, then you won't get it done.
There once. It's full of water. Horrible.
I don't know, and it's just really frustrating where it's like, oh, we give you like 4 choices to basically change this around, but you better be using like the right dialogue option. Like, you better be using kiss ass or smart ass, because forbid that you have hard ass, because I suppose what they were expecting to happen was that you had watched the cut screen with the bomb all the way through, and then you could have used the hard ass option, but I didn't realise that I was supposed to watch the dialogue all the way through, so everybody ended up dying. Right, we need to get back to base. I doubt we can get through the up through the radiation, up through here. So we've got to sprint.
Able 1 to Citadel Base.
Go ahead, Able 1.
10-4 Citadel Base. Intercepted Raider transmission. Jerks are about to jump somebody. We're moving in.
Copy, Able 1.
Right, we'll have to go through here quickly and take damage.
2 clicks east, southeast of Corn Silo.
Got it. You need backup?
Negative. Punks won't know what hit them.
Don't get cocky, Able 1. Advise when complete.
Will do, Citadel Base. Able 1 out.
Right, let's get back to base. And drink in my failures. Right, so we're back here, back at home base. Alpha 1 Citadel base.
Able 1 to Citadel base.
Go ahead, Able 1. Call complete.
10-4. Raiders neutralized. No major damage on our side. Resuming patrol.
10-4, Able 1. Carry on.
Roger, Citadel base. Able 1 out.
Right.
Ooh, shiny.
Let's get back here then. I suppose we're probably supposed to talk to that bloke as well.
This some kind of hotel? Wait a minute, I know where we are. This is Ranger Citadel. I'm gonna be a ranger.
What a setup.
I'm afraid I would have rather
Welcome
seen
back
the
to
rail
Ranger
nomad
Citadel,
continue
recruits.
than to have one side wipe out the other. There may be peace, but this ain't gonna get the trains running. Topekans needed the Atchisons. They just couldn't admit it.
Yeah, well mate, if you had been there maybe you could have done something differently, but we tried our best.
Back again, recruits? What can I help you with? Alright. Good luck out there. You'll be hearing from us.
Still here, Rick. Wait, is that a damn dog collar you're wearing? Fucking rookies, what do you need?
Ah, he noticed my parents. We found Ace's logbook, sir.
Well done, Rangers. Let me see it. This last bit is interesting. All these names and places. I heard a few of them when Woodson played me the transmissions. At least I think that's what I heard. The static was terrible. Anyway, I'm afraid the names don't mean much to me, but some of the places sound familiar. I just can't. Listen, check with Gilbert Sagara, our cartographer. He may recognize him and be able to use him to figure out where the transmissions are coming from.
Right, we found this badge on the on the body of a dead ranger and rail nomad, sir.
Let me see that. Should be some initials scratched into the back. Damn. HR. Hellraiser. I was afraid of this. Hadn't heard from him in weeks. He'd been chasing those radio signals, too. Anything else on the body? His logbook?
We found his logbook, sir.
Let me have a look. Yeah, this is Razor's all right. Let's see what he was up to. Metal Monk. Plague. Darwin. I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means.
You've been to Darwin, sir?
Yep, Darwin Village. Used to be a research facility run by a crazed android named Finster. Went nuts and started making monsters instead of trying to save the world, or whatever it was he was meant to be doing. The Rangers killed him and pretty much wiped Darwin off the map about 15 years ago. But we might have missed something.
What do you think they meant by plague, sir?
Well, combined with the word Darwin, it's making me think this damned monk was looking to recover some of Finster's old research from Darwin Village. Finster was working on all sorts of bioweapons. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he brewed up some sort of plague. And if this metal monk is after it, we've got trouble. I know you've got a lot of other things on your plate, but this could be important. I'm marking Darwin on your map, and I'd appreciate it if you'd swung up that way and had a look around. It looks like someone's already marked it on your map. I can usually tell Sergeant Sagara's writing by how neat it is. Angela's is about as orderly as you'd expect.
Could that be the robot that killed Ace, sir?
Could be, or another one like it. Looks like it might have killed Hellraiser, too.
What happened to Base Cochise?
Place was nearly the death of us.
Okay.
Hell, it was nearly the death of the whole human race. Damned malevolent mainframe churning out an endless army of robots. If we hadn't stopped it, well, I hate to think.
Anything to say about the prison?
Our old stomping grounds, since right after the apocalypse.
Okay.
We moved out of Make Us Proud, recruits.
Right.
Hiya, Chief.
I want to see if this bug of theirs is fixed.
Or perhaps...
Because there was supposed to be people in here. Like, if when you when you unmod people, they basically went back. Okay, so he's not there. This is going to be a... Ranger Robert Bauer. A gaunt man in his 30s is hunched over a table, cleaning and oiling gun parts. He's smeared with oil and sweat, and seems to be trembling slightly. Listen, I've heard you're taking to Reception just now, and well, everything he's got is solid merchandise, but as you may notice, Milson's gonna want to make you pay through the nose for good stuff. Well, I got a little toy collection of my own. I'll be willing to let you some of it, willing to let some of them go for a little cheaper when she is interested. Cheap weapons, what kind of good stuff? All big guns, energy weapons, rocket sniper rifles, all top quality. I make them myself. Do you want some? And they won't jam or anything. They won't jam on every other shot. I swear they're as good as the ones that Milson has, but a fifth the price. What do you say? Cheap weapons, we're interested. Cool, but listen, don't tell the boss, Captain. I'm doing this or she'll fire me, okay? Don't worry, won't tell. Okay, great, here you go. .95 chance to jam? God, that's horrendous. Why does your family need money? I'm trying to help my sister. I can't tell you more than that, but it's important, I promise. Come on, can you do me give a guy a favour? Is your sister in trouble? Sorry, I'm not saying anything about it. Will you help me buy a gun or two? Alright, let's take a look. Cool, listen, you can't tell Boss Captain. I don't think I'm doing this in secret, right? Okay. I won't tell. Right. Just gotta quickly sever my note.
Holy cow! Everybody here must be so smart.
Actually, judging by the time we have to stop here, you guys can tell me how badly I've screwed up with the Atachans and the Topicans. I've probably messed it all up terribly. All because I didn't watch a cut screen. I'll see you all next time. If you've liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, on Steam, or leave a comment in the comment section. And yeah, I know how badly this is going to turn out. Pretty badly. So, bye-bye.